She stood in my kitchen like she owned it. One hand on the marble island, the other clutching her fake designer bag. Her tone was clipped, almost rehearsed. "My son's family will be living here now," she said, "so get out." I stared at her for a moment. "Where to?" I asked, voice low. She smirked. "Go to the dump, where you belong." And she walked away, like she hadn't just shattered 10 years of my life with one sentence. I didn't fight. I didn't scream. I just picked up my keys, grabbed my bag, and left. But I was smiling, because her words weren't a victory. They were a trigger. I met Daniel in college. He was quiet, clever, and carried pain behind his eyes. I thought I could love it away. His family? Cold, calculated. His mother, Elaine, especially. She always wore pearls and wielded guilt like a blade. I married him anyway, moved into the house I helped renovate, paid bills, supported his failing business. I loved him. That was my first mistake. Things shifted slowly. He started locking his phone, spending weekends with the guys. Then came the whispering, the phone calls that stopped when I entered the room. I found the texts on a Sunday night. "Elaine, she's gotten too comfortable. Time to remind her she's just temporary." Daniel, "Already planning it. Paperwork's almost done." Elaine, "Don't forget to change the locks after she's gone." My hands didn't shake. My breathing didn't change. I just sat in silence, staring at a decade unraveling in one thread of texts. He was trying to kick me out of my own home. The deed, in his name, yes. But the down payment? My inheritance. My mother's deathbed gift. And they thought I'd just walk away? No, I would disappear. But only to sharpen the blade. First move, I left. Without a word. That disarmed them. They assumed I'd run to a friend, a shelter, maybe the dump his mother suggested. Instead, I went to my lawyer, the real one, the one I'd kept on retainer since the first time Elaine hinted at a prenup loophole. Turns out, my name wasn't on the deed, but neither was Elaine's. And Daniel had used joint funds, my income, to pay the property taxes. Community property, marital assets, traceable transfers, all legally documented. I had the blueprint to dismantle them. While they were busy moving their suitcases in, I froze the joint accounts. While Elaine redecorated my living room, I had a forensic accountant flag Daniel's business loans, the ones I co-signed. And while they slept peacefully in the bed I once shared with him, I filed for an emergency injunction to block the sale of the house. Daniel was blindsided. Elaine was furious. But legally, they couldn't touch a cent. I wasn't just fighting back. I was setting the table for a feast of consequences. A week later, court day arrived. I wore black. Simple, controlled. Elaine showed up overdressed. Daniel looked confused. He tried to greet me with a pathetic smile. I walked right past him. Inside, I handed the judge 2 thick folders, one with bank statements, co-signed loans, and evidence of marital contribution. The other, printed texts, screenshots, voicemails. "Get her out. She's just a liability now. She won't fight. She's too weak." Weak. That word echoed through the courtroom like a ticking bomb. When I finished reading the messages aloud, the silence was suffocating. Even the judge leaned back. Then I made my final request: exclusive occupancy of the home, division of assets, and restitution. The ruling? Swift, brutal, beautiful. Daniel lost the house. Elaine was barred from the property. The accounts were split, favoring me due to documented financial abuse. His failing business? Frozen, pending investigation. I left the courthouse without looking back. That night, I returned to my house, alone. The locks had already been changed. By me. Elaine tried to come back 2 days later. She stood outside, banging on the door, screaming, threatening. I opened the curtain just enough for her to see my face. Then I smiled and closed it. Daniel called. Once, voicemail. His voice cracked as he said, "I didn't think you'd actually do this." No. He thought I'd beg, cry, grovel. But I don't cry anymore. I calculate. Now, they're gone. Elaine had to move back to her sister's studio. Daniel's business defaulted. Credit wrecked. His car repossessed. I heard through a mutual friend he's couch surfing. No savings, no stability, no one left to leech off. Me? I repainted the walls. Got rid of every piece of furniture that carried their stench. Turned the guest room into an office. I sleep with the windows open now. The silence is freedom. Final reflection. They told me to go to the dump. So I did. But I didn't stay there. I just needed a quiet place to plan their burial.